All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Talk Show. It's just a little after 4 o'clock in the New York, New Jersey area. I'm Luke Sonora. Welcome once again to another edition. Of course, our number is 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. And we'll be here just before 6 o'clock when Rizal McGee takes over for his fine show, the DMV Sports Show. Don't forget our other shows throughout the week. Kevin Dixon with Just Us Sports Mondays from 7 to 9 p.m. And Betty's new show, which will be at 6 to 8 p.m., which will begin next Sunday. Just got to clear up a few things with that before she begins, but she'll be ready to go when that starts. Don't forget, you can check us on YouTube after the show. Just go to YouTube and type in The Enhanced Sports Show, and then voila, it's there. All right. Before I begin, I want to thank everybody who sent in cards and wishes. Um, as as most of you know, that my father passed away just a little over a week ago. We had services in celebration of his life, and I want to thank everybody for reaching out to me over the past week. Was a very wonderful celebration that we had. And that's the way he wanted it. And like I said last week, I'm sure he wants me to continue with this show, and I'm going to. I am going to continue on this show. And I did have one last week, but for some reason, a lot of you thought I wasn't going to do it, which I get, but I did anyway because that's how I want, and I'm going to continue. That's going to make him proud. So that's what I intend to do. All right, we got a lot of stuff to cover, so let's get right to it. Oh, good, another customer, and away we go. Just let me get over to the pad service here. Okay. Ah, all right. So let me begin with Steve Davidson. Steve, are you there? Mikey, Mike, Betty, is that you? Hey, Betty, welcome back. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Well, it's that time of year again where it's playoffs galore in the NBA and NHL. In the NHL, get playoffs galore. Like that? I hope so. So we're gonna get right down to it. I'll review the matchups. We'll go over the schedule, and we'll see who you think is going to win these series. So I think I'll begin with the NBA, since most of us are NBA fans here, and it goes like this. First matchup, Bay is getting more already. I like that. All right. So first matchup, the Celtics taking on the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat won their playing game last night over the Chicago Bulls, which didn't seem it's kind of lacklustery considering. Oh, I gotta get another customer. Got another customer here. Yeah, I'm alerting people of the show here. All right. So it did not. It was kind of. It was well close to in the beginning. Um, you know, Chicago just looked kind of like lackluster, and with the injuries to Jimmy, well, it didn't seem that close to begin with. Hold on a second. And we have a game going on right now. Actually, the Suns versus the Wolves. That's gonna be a. That's gonna be a. Um. Well, we're going over game by game, Betty. Yeah, yeah, but yeah. So anyway, to read over the notes here. I will explain this. All right. So the Miami Heat run the postseason looks like their 2023 run. Last season, the Heat lost their opening round playing game, but recovered and made the playoffs as the eighth seed. So maybe it's deja vu all over again. The Heat lost their first game to the Sixers, but second chance earning the eighth seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. The Heat defeated the Bulls and will advance to a first round series matchup against the Celtics, which begins tomorrow. Miami got off to a hot start, going 19-0 in the first quarter. That had the Bulls pushed to the wall. The Bulls did not help themselves at all as they shot a miserable, pathetic 3 for 13 from the 3-point range. Now, you're not going games if you have numbers like that. Forget it. On its way to scoring 17 points in the quarter. The long-range shooting did not improve either as they went 5 for 23 from 3-point range. Oh boy. To make it even worse, overall, the Bulls shot a measly, and I do mean a measly, 27% from 3-point range in the first 2 quarters. You're not going games like that if you have numbers like that, guys. Let me tell you that right now. That's not how you play basketball. That is not sharp basketball. If I don't take this call here, I'm in big trouble. Frank, is that you? Ladies and gentlemen, this is my cousin Frank from Texas. Actually, he was born in Jersey, but he moved to Texas some years ago. I've always wanted to have him on the show. How you doing, Frank? If I don't see it come up, I can't do anything about it. So, anywho, we're going for the basketball playoffs right now. Tyler Zero, I mean Hero, led he with 24 points and 10 rebounds and 9 assists. Rookie Jamie Jacquez Jr. had 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Kevin Love, he had a good outing, 16 points and a perfect 10 for 10 shooting from the free throw line, and was 2 for 3 from 3-point range. So I guess you can say that they didn't miss Jimmy Butler much at all. The Heat earned the victory despite the loss, who suffered an MCL in his right knee in the Wednesday night loss. Okay. Now, it looked like that Butler was going to be out just for that game last night, but now it could take weeks for him to recover. I honestly don't know if they're going to have another, run in them if Butler's going to be out for quite some time. I mean, I don't know if Miami Heat is going to pull off another, upset like they did last season. Especially if you're going to go up against the number one team in all of the league this year, namely the dreaded Boston Celtics. Sorry, fans, but this looks like a tall order for the Miami Heat. So, Steve, let me start with you. What are the chances of Miami doing it without their star player Butler? In other words, about a 2% chance. Right. Oh, 1%. Wow, that's even worse than I thought. Mike. Betty. Anyway. Aha. Okay. Yeah. Frank, what do you think? Does Miami stand a chance without Jimmy Butler? I guess we're all unanimous here because, like I said, because Jimmy Butler is their best player. I don't think they're going to repeat what they did last year. Last year, I don't know if I call it dumb luck or not, but I did give them a lot of credit for going all the way to the finals before getting ousted by the Nuggets. But this year, I don't think I see that happening. So I think it's going to be a very quick exit, and I think Miami is going to be running off into the sun and playing golf within about a week and a half from now. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't see it. If I'm lying, I'm dying. So let's go over the schedule here. Game 1 is tomorrow. That's 1 o'clock on ABC. It means tomorrow, Betty. Wednesday, Wednesday at 7. Game 3 is next Saturday, April 27th. Game 4 is Monday the 29th. As for the remaining 3 games necessary, Wednesday, May 1st, Friday, May 3rd, and Sunday, May 5th. The May 1st and 5th are in Boston. So, but I don't think it's going to take a full 7 games. I think this is going to be 4, 5 if they're lucky. But other than that, I really don't see that happening here at all. So to finish up the notes here on this particular subject, yeah. So after scoring 42 points in the win, the Atlanta Hawks Um, hold on a second. DeMar DeRozan led the Bulls with 22 points, 16 points and 14 rebounds from Nikola Vernick. The Bulls were hurt by Kobe White's poor performance last night. After he scored 42 points against the Hawks on Thursday, he only shot 5 for 16 from the field with 13 points last night. So, not good here. And the big question for the Bulls is what to do about guard Zach LaVine, who has been a subject of trade rumors, but ended the season with having foot surgery, put an end to that. However, LaVine could be ready by training camp, and if he's healthy enough, those trade talks could resume. So it's looking like, there's going to be something missing with the Bulls next year as well. And the Bulls could move DeMar DeRozan and Andre Drummond. Both are unrestricted free agents. DeRozan was the Bulls' leading scorer with 24 points per game. But at the age of 35, which is like borderline from the NBA, the front office might not make such a big investment with him. Probably not. So like I said, the Heat pulled off a stunning upset against the Bucks, who were number one last year. Okay, yeah, but the Bucks were suffering from injuries late in the season as well, so that could have been a disadvantage to the Bucks. They defeated the Knicks and then the Celtics and went to the finals, but lost to the Nuggets big time. So the Heat, they have it, but the Bulls, I think, are going to be making for a lot of drastic changes next season. So, any thoughts on that before I move to the next games? The next game involves the Knicks and Philadelphia. All right, but here's the thing. Now I got a bone to pick with people about that. The Knicks are seated second, and the Sixers are seated seventh, but yet the Sixers are favored. Does that make any? First of all, does that make any sense? Yeah, but guess what? So is Embiid, and Embiid is not the same Embiid as he was last year. No, Steve, I don't, because it's not true. So let's look over the schedule here. All right, the Knicks start tonight at 6:00, just as I'm having dinner. Monday at 7:30, Thursday at 7:30 as well. Next Sunday at 1:00 on ABC. I like that. Game 5, 6, and 7 are April 30th, May 2nd, and May 4th if needed. But I don't know. I mean, the Sixers are not the same Sixers as they were last year. I mean, yeah, you have, of course, the current MVP, Joel Embiid, but he was injured a lot this season, and he's not the same as he was. So let's read on this. They had a 50-win season and number 2 in the East. Yet, despite that success, they are favored as the underdog, and yet the Sixers, were 7th, are favored, which makes no sense whatsoever. It's very rare to see a 7th seed favored in the first round, since it only happened once in the last 35 years. That according to MGM Bet, but that could all change. The Sixers opened up at -20 over the Knicks at BetMGM. The odds evened out as both teams are -110 as of Thursday afternoon, but could change before the start of tonight's playoff series. Oh, please. No matter what the odds are, there is a good reason for the Knicks to feel disrespected, and I agree. This is disrespectful. The only other time since 1988 was a number 7 seed and was favored not so long ago in 2021. Not that long ago at all. That year, the Lakers were a big -175 over the number 2 seed Phoenix Suns. LeBron James and Anthony Davis fresh off the 2020 championship run. This allowed the regular season due to injuries. That's why they barely made the postseason. The betting market understood the situation and knew the Lakers were far better than the normal 7 seed. However, that did not work in their favor by the bettors, that is, by taking Lakers as the Suns won the series 4-2 and went to the finals. The Suns took the final 3 games of that series with the Lakers and won by an average of 15 points. Perhaps a lesson to be learned from that series from just a few years ago. Knicks fans certainly hope so. But just like those Lakers, the Sixers aren't the average 7 seed team. Okay, I'll give you that. Joel Embiid, the league's MVP, missed 43 games this season, most of them due to a left knee injury. Embiid returned back on April 2nd and appears to be his old self again, which makes me sick. The Sixers, last 2 regular season games, Embiid averaged 34.5 points per game with 12 rebounds in a play-in game against Miami, and he had 23 points and 15 rebounds. This is no surprise, but the Sixers are a different team when Embiid is there. They were 31-8 with him in the lineup, but 16-27 without him. Okay, so we got a little bit of a problem here. If Embiid does get hurt again, the odds will be in the Knicks' favor. I'm not saying he's going to be, but that's going to be a disadvantage to the Sixers if Embiid should get hurt again. I mean, remember, he did miss more than half the season, and I'll be honest, I don't think he's all that healthy. And we have another call here from Indiana. Would you state your name, please, for the record? How do you do? I'm surprised you remember me. Okay, you must. Yeah, you're James's buddy, right? All right, and Diane's here. Thank goodness. All right, almost enough for the Hollywood Squares. Okay. Hello, stars. No, never mind. Okay, I'm showing my age here now. Okay, so anywho, back to the story here. That's 79. That 79.4% winning percentage with Embiid was even better than the Celtics season-long marker 78%, and had the best and yet they had the best overall record in the league. In practical terms, the Sixers look like they're the best team in the league with Embiid. It's an unfortunate break for the Knicks, who had to fight for the number 2 seed, and now have to face the Sixers in round 1. But it's not like the Knicks are incapable of winning, I mean, after all, they did have a 50-32 record, which was their best season in quite some time. So, I mean, the Knicks, I don't think are going to go down with the series without a fight. I mean, let's give the Knicks credit here. And they had that 9-game winning streak back in January. So, that counts for something. And not for nothing, but when the Knicks did play Embiid earlier in the year, with Embiid in the lineup, the Sixers got clobbered. And I mean clobbered. Points. So don't do this nonsense that Embiid's gonna play. The Sixers are gonna mop the floor with the Knicks. Come on, people. Anybody who thinks that the Sixers should be favored is nuts. I don't. I was gonna say wax on, wax off, but okay, but no. And remember, folks, remember, and remember, Percy, no, he's not. No. So how can you say that, Embiid's in the lab? Oh, he's gonna have he's gonna an easy time against the Knicks. Oh, really? Come on. It's only gonna take one injury, not even a major injury, that could send Embiid out, and the Sixers are gonna look flat. I don't see it. No, but Diane, when your player is out, it makes it a lot harder. Embiid is their best player. I don't really like him, but I'll give him credit for that. Uh-huh. Yeah, remember this is a 7-game series, everybody, so can't go just by one game. But I mean, the thought of it. I mean, first of all, the Knicks not even favored as a number 2 seed. You're going to give it to the Turnpike rivals, the Sixers. Yeah, I don't think so. I call it Turnpike rivalry. Remember, I grew up in this area, so back in the '70s, it was between the Sixers and the Celtics as our top rivals. The early '70s, the Knicks were dominant. Then came the late '70s when you had the arrivals of Magic and Larry Bird Brain, and they took over as the beasts of the East. But I don't see that happening here. I think the Knicks are going to win this series. I will give them 5 games on that, and yeah, I'll give the Sixers credit if they do come with it, but I don't see this happening. All it's going to take is for one injury to Embiid, and I think that team is going to be done early. All I can say is go New York, go New York, go. Sorry. Yeah, now I'm really showing my age. All right, yeah, right. On to the next series. Okay. By the way, guys, try to keep this to 5 minutes or less because we got a lot to do, and you know, since we're now also in playoff mode too. All right, so in the next round, next series, the Bucks, take on the Pacers. First game is tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Game 2 is on Tuesday. Game 3 is Friday. Game 4 is on next Sunday. Game 5, 6, and 7 are Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Oh, let me ask this. Let me ask. How many games do you think it's going to take for the Celtics to win, Steve? 5. All right. Mike. He's okay. Betty. Okay. Matt. 6. You gotta give Miami credit. Okay. Brandon. Okay. Brandon. Yeah. Diane. Okay. I gotta agree with that too. I say 4. I don't think Miami has a chance. All right. I'm saying the Knicks in 5. Steve. Of course. Mike. 6. Okay. Betty. All the way. All the distance. Okay. Matthew. I like it. I like it. Brandon. Diane. I'm saying Knicks in 5. Some of you say 7 though. Okay, you expect this to be close. Okay, all right, but I still don't think MB is healthy enough to go that kind of a distance. All right. Um, okay. The All right. Bucks and Pacers. Steve, what do you got in this series? How many games, Steve? All right, Betty. Different is good. Different is good. Mike, Matt, Matthew. Yeah, Greek Freak is not that healthy either. I mean, without the Greek Freak, Giannis, that could be a problem. Remember what happened last year? Hmm. Mm, all right, Brandon. Okay, Diane. I'm yeah. I'm gonna say Pacers in 6. Yeah, I'll go with that. I mean, if the Greek Freak is not that healthy, I don't see it happening because, like again, that's another key player, and without key players, that can really mess things up. Boy, can they ever! I mean, because in the playoffs, you gotta have your guys healthy. I mean, one injury can set it all backwards. All right, moving on. Okay, Cavaliers, Magic. Betty, I know. See why I went to you first, Steve. Steve, four. Wow, wow, we. Mike, five. All right. Uh, Brandon, Diane. I'm gonna say Cavs in five too. Uh, yeah. Well, if it's anything like today's game, I think the Cavaliers shouldn't have any trouble whatsoever. All right, so move on to the next series. I think that's it for the East. Yeah, we're not in the Western Conference. Okay. Uh, all right, the Thunder against the Pelicans. This is going to be, I think this is going to be a cakewalk. Okay, game schedule is tomorrow night at 9:30. Well, late game. Yeah. Wednesday at 9:30. Next Saturday at 3:30. Game four is the 29th. Games five, six, and seven, if needed, are May 1st, May 3rd, and May 5th. Pelicans got lucky, of course, but the Thunder has been the Thunder's been the Thunder all year, and of course you got like Shy Alexander with it. So I think it's going to be a very difficult series for the Pelicans to win. They had a good game last night, but I just don't see it. I think it's going to be a very easy series for the Thunder. I'm going to say it's going to be 4 games. No, 5 games. So, Steve, your thoughts? All right, Mike, 6. Okay, Betty. All right, Matt. Daryl, old pal, how are you? Thank you. Thank you very much. Great. That's great news. We're doing NBA playoffs now, Gerald. So I'm sorry you jumped in late, but we're doing the Western Conference now. So now we're up to the. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got another one. Jimmy, how are you? Driscoll, how are you? Yeah, we're doing basketball right now, but so if you can stay on, we'll get the baseball in a little while though, okay? Because when I finish up some of the yeah, we're doing the playoff runs here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks. All right. So in that series last night, the Pelicans went Zionless, oh boy, against the Kings last night, but still managed a 105-98 victory and now take the 8th spot and will take on the Thunder in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. 2 words about that. My condolences. Oh boy. The Pelicans were without Zion, who suffered a hamstring injury. The loss ended the Kings season on Friday, being the Warriors on Thursday. The Kings have now not won a playoff series in 20 years. That's right, 20 years. Wow. Brandon Ingram led the Pelicans with 20 points to go with 6 rebounds and 6 assists on an impressive night for the team that went 49-33 in the regular season. The Kings had an early advantage, but the Pelicans, with the home crowd behind them at the smooth King Center, took control late in the second quarter and led by at least 5 throughout the second half. A 10-0 run in the fourth all but put the game away as the Kings did attempt to come back and got within single digits, but came up short. Now the Pelicans have the Thunder to worry about, and without Williamson likely to help. He was diagnosed with a hamstring and won't be reevaluated for at least a week. So that's going to be trouble right there. Leaving the Pelicans to figure out Shai Alexander and company what to do without him. The Pelicans are 1-2 against the Thunder without him, and honestly, I don't think they can win this series without him. So I think it's going to be a very quick exit for the Pelicans. Not that they really have much of a chance anyway to win against the almighty Thunder, but this makes it even worse for that. All right, so Steve, who do you got in this series and how many games? The blunder, the blunder, and the Thunder and the Pelicans. How many games? You said four. Okay. Did I get everybody on that one? Okay. I just wanted to make the article on it. Okay. Is it subjected to your approval? Okay. All right. Okay. I didn't get Gerald, so I had to check on that. All right. The Nuggets versus the Lakers. Okay, this is gonna be a problem. All right. They start tonight at 8:30 on ABC. I'll be tuning into that game for sure. Monday at 10. Ugh. Thursday also at 10. Late games. I hate these late games. Saturday at 8:30. That's also on ABC. That's a little bit better. Games 5, April 29th. Game 6, May 2nd, and Game 7, May 4th. All if needed. Which, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to underestimate the Lakers because they pulled some surprise this year. They've had kind of like an up and down year. I mean, yeah, they won the play-in tournament, which gave them the confidence, but they kind of faltered a bit after that. But then just picked themselves right back up and have made a statement by getting into the playoffs here. So I'm not gonna rule the Lakers not having a chance because I think they do have a chance of it with their lineup. And Denver, Denver's the champs, and we know why they're the defending champs. And they've had the top three in the Western Conference have been a battle, all season, and I think it's going to continue. But I think the Lakers should put up a good fight in this series. So, with that being said, Steve, what do you think of this series? Revenge? What's this? Revenge of the Nerds? Okay. Lakers in 7 though. All right. Don't forget, Jimmy, come back. All right. Mike, Betty. All right. Matt, Brandon. Yeah, Brandon. Diane. And Gerald. Like I said, I gotta give Lakers credit for what they've been able to do this year. This is not going to be an easy series. So I'm still going to say the Nuggets, but I'm going to say in 6. I mean, you can't underestimate them. You really can't. Well, you shouldn't. Let's put it that way. And yeah, we have 2 more series here. Okay. The Wolves versus the Suns. All right. Game schedule goes like this. Today that already happened. The first game is going on right now on ESPN. Tuesday at 7:30. Game 3 is Friday at 10:30. Game 4 next Sunday at 9:30. Game 5 is April 30th if needed. Game 6 May 2nd if needed. And Game 7 May 4th if needed. I don't know what to make of this series. This looks pretty even to me. I don't think I have a clear winner here. They both look evenly matched. So, Steve, what do you make of this series? All right, Mike, Betty, All right. Matt. Matt. Hmm. Matt. Okay, he's gone. Brandon. Okay, go ahead. I told you it's a tough series. All right, Diane. Gerald. Gerald. I did. I did. Oh, yeah, some background noise. Yeah, this is really a tough series. I really don't know what to make of it. But gee, I have a coin I can flip. No, no, I'm gonna say Wolves in six. And finally, in a pretty even series, the Clippers take on the Mavericks. All right, game one is tomorrow at 3:30 ABC, Tuesday at 10. Game three Friday at 8 ESPN. Okay, I can watch that. Sunday against Dallas at 3:30. Game five May 1st. Game six May 3rd. Game seven May 5th. All if needed. All right, I think I have something on that as well. Before I do, let's go to this. The Boston Celtics will have home court advantage and an easier path to the finals. Look to be the favorites to win the title. Yeah, we'll see about that. Well, if you believe the sports books, of course. But odds makers say a rematch with the defending champion Nuggets would nearly be a toss up. Ooh. The Celtics are favored at plus 145 on ESPN Bet, followed by the Nuggets at 275. Both are the only teams with single digit odds as the postseason begins. The Thunder and Clippers are next at 14 and 1. The betting action at the NBA title odds varied at sports books throughout the season. The Celtics have attracted more bets and more money than any other team at Caesars and DraftKings, while the Lakers have received more support from the betting public at ESPN Bet. The Lakers, who face the Nuggets in the first round, are 18 to 1 odds to win the title. The Mavericks are 15 to 1, and the Suns 20 to 1 are the other shots that have attracted betting interest at the sports books, but the Celtics and Nuggets still are the clear favorites. Yeah, okay, depending on who you believe, of course. Everybody's, you got this, you got FanDuel, all that. So depends on who you ask. All right, so I'll ask for this series, Steve. What do you got? Clippers in six. All right, Mike. All right, Betty. Oh, yeah, because we all know that in the playoffs, what are the Clippers famous for? They are the biggest joke artists, of course. Excuse me, Matt. All right, Brandon. No, Diane. All right, I'll get back to her. Gerald. All right, Diane, go ahead. You left, so go ahead. She's gonna take the choke artist, folks. Alex. Exactly. Exactly. Ooh, ooh, you hear that, folks? The lesser of the two evils. I like that. I like that. All right, but yeah. Oh, and Roger's here, and Joe. Hi guys. Joe. Finally, he made it. 6 years. He finally makes the show. My cousin Joseph. What took you so long? Shee. All right, guys. We just wrapped up the NBA playoffs, and we just wrapped it up. I'm gonna take the Mavericks in 5 games because, as you know, the Clippers. as good as they do in the regular season, they can't do a thing in the postseason. They never have. And they haven't done that since they were the Buffalo Braves either. Need I say more? Yeah, but most of the time they just don't have it. What do you make of it, Joe? Right. Okay, okay. Go ahead. Thank you. No, they need a good backup. They need a good quarterback and a good backup quarterback and a safety. Other than that, it's not going to make much of a difference. But I heard that they want to get rid of Zach, which I think would be a great move right there. You know, Zach Williams, Zach Wilson is done. He is done as a Jet. You know, problem is they don't have a good backup system. They don't have a good backup quarterback. That's their biggest problem. Yeah, yeah. I lived through those days more than you did, though. Remember that. I lived through those days more than you did. Once upon a time, they were a decent team, actually. Back in the 80s and in the early 90s. But since then, they've been a trash dump. Okay, so now we're going to move on to hockey. I got some hockey news here first before we do anything. Um, well, get this Yarmir Yager. Now, you guys know who Yarmir Yager is, right? Yes. All right. Well, he returned to action in the Czech Republic League on Thursday for the first time since turning 52 years old, which is younger than I am, and instantly surpassed Gordie Howe to become the oldest player to make regular shifts in a pro hockey game. Howe, or as most known as Mr. Hockey, was 52 years and 11 days old when he played his final NHL game in 1980. I remember that. He then played a single shift for the Detroit Vipers in the IHL in 1997. Gordy passed away in 2016 at the age of 69. Yager has not played since February 10th, 5 days before he turned 52, which is about 186 in dog years, uh, hockey years. Um, and he went to his hometown to play in the Czech Republic. The former great for the Pittsburgh Penguins, his first shift was unmarked when he collected the puck in goal to give Calando a 1-0 lead, just 2 minutes in the game. Okay, 159 if you want to be exact numbers. Okay, fine. It was his 16th game. All right. This was his 16th game in his 36-year pro career. That's right, 36-year pro career. He also added an assist. Calendo was 7-2 over Veston, taking a 2-0 lead in the best of seven series. He made his hockey debut for Calendo as a teenager to the club he now owns since 2018 after his release by the Calgary Flames and was the league's second all-time player in points, period. During the break, he returned to Pittsburgh, where the Penguins retired his number 68 jersey. Yager won two Stanley Cups with the Penguins from 1991 and 92. And I remember them both well. It is not known when or even if Yager will retire, which honestly been happening for quite some time. Even at 52 years old, he's still going strong. I mean, you gotta have stamina to play that long. To be honest with you guys. And Alan's here. Alan, welcome aboard. Yeah, I am. I am. Guilty to start. Well, yeah, but also got to remember, that's if you want to count his international career as well. So we had to factor that. In terms of yeah, absolutely right. So we got to factor in his international career, and then he's the owner and a player. You don't see any of that happening now, do you? But I gotta give credit. I would have said Joker. I would have said Joker and the Riddler, but okay. Oh, oh boy. I would have said Joker and Riddler, not Batman and Robin. Hey oh. Okay. But I don't know when he's gonna retire or not because he's still going strong at 175 years old in hockey years. Remember, guys, athletes age every 3 years for every year they play in the league. The body shows it. The body shows it because once you hit past 30, you start to deteriorate a little bit from all that pain you take. Yeesh. Okay. Speaking of more hockey, how many of you guys remember a goaltender named Patrick Waugh? If you do, you're as old as if you do, yeah, Waugh. It's French. It's French. Yes. Well, first of all, if you do, you're as old as I am, of course. So he said defenseman for the Islanders, Noah Dobson, is ready to go for their game one matchup against the Hurricanes today. Good luck with that one, bub. Dobson was finally able to return to the ice for Friday morning's practice alongside his teammates after missing the final two games of the regular season. The blue liner suffered an injury in overtime. It's been a minor one, otherwise he'd be playing today. Victor from Montreal last week. Getting Dobson back on the top defensive pairing would be huge for the Islanders as he had a career high of 60 assists in 78 games he played. 60 assists. Wow. Whew, that's gonna be something. And okay, so I can say it's on that. I think we know who's going to be rooting for that team as well. Speaking of hockey, well, it's over in the desert. It's over in the desert for the Coyotes. Yep, it is now official. The Coyotes are moving to Utah. The sale was approved by the Smiths, Ryan, and Ashley, who also own the Utah Jazz. The group made the official request for an expansion team to move to Salt Lake City in January, but later said the NHL's desire to relocate to Salt Lake from Arizona. The Coyotes played their last home games at the Delta Center. Will be playing their home games at the Delta Center, the home of the Nuggets. Oh God, we gotta share stadium. We gotta share arenas again. Okay. However, the NHL wants renovations to make the arena more hockey friendly, quote unquote, especially if that will become the Coyotes' permanent home. It's not permanent home yet, folks. A new arena was to be part of the SEG's expansion team proposal and would be used for the potential Winter Olympics in 2034. I'll be 64 years old by then. Yeah, actually 63 because my birthday is in March, not February. Despite the Coyotes leaving the desert, it does not mean the end of hockey in Arizona. Maybe. The sale of the Coyotes is for a reported $1 billion, that's right, billion, an agreement that includes a guarantee for owner Alex Merlendo for an expansion team if an arena can be built within 5 years. I think you're pushing that a bit to have that done in 5 years' time, guys. I don't see it happening that quick, But if you can get the money to do it, fine. But it's kind of hard to push. Right, Miriam? Yeah, right, Miriam? Okay, anybody else? Maybe not. But that's too short, I think, to come with a plan like that in 5 years. That's asking a lot. Well, like I said, the Coyotes. I mean, hockey in Arizona is not considered dead yet. If they can build an arena, a hockey arena for a hockey team within the next 5 years, but I don't see it happening. Not that short a time. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. No. Not at all. All right. So Merlot will maintain business operations for a $3 billion project in North Phoenix upon the new arena and getting the expansion franchise. Merlot will pay back $1 billion back to the package. Ugh. The Coyotes played their final home game last week with a 5-2 win over the Oilers. The Coyotes had no chance to make the playoffs after finishing 13th in the West with a 36-41-5 record and 77 points and missed the playoffs for their fourth straight season. there have been better times in the desert for the Coyotes, as they did make the playoffs 9 times in their 27-year history playing there. But of course, they were not always the Phoenix Coyotes. Does anybody remember who they were before they became the Phoenix Coyotes? That's correct. Yeah, version one. Yes. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's get started with the matchups here. In the Atlantic Division, the Panthers will take on the Lightning. All right. Game one is tomorrow at 12:30. Game two is um, Tuesday. Game five is Thursday. And game five is next Saturday. I'm sorry, game four is next Saturday. Thank you. Game five will be on the 29th. Game six will be on the 1st of May. And game seven will be on May 4th. Those games, if necessary. Steve, who do you like in this series between the Lightning and the Panthers? All right. Mike, Betty. Wow. Matt. Well, I said Matt, not Miriam, but okay. Matt, I'll get back to him. Diane. Roger. Alan. Alex. Lightning in five for me. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one. And we have another caller from Washington. Would you state your name, please? Dana. Okay. All right. Well, more than the next then. All right. Next series. This was a tough one, guys. Listen carefully. Bruins take on the Maple Leafs. This was a good battle here all season, and they were well, not that close, but close enough. All right, Steve. What do you got between the Bruins and the Maple Syrups? I mean, the Maple Leafs. Sorry, Bruins in six. Okay. Oh, where's Sandy when you need her? All right. Mike. No. Bruins Leafs. Five. Toronto. Wow. Betty. Matt. Boston. All right. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see it. I don't think we're going to see a collapse like last season. I can tell you that right now. Diane. Ooh. Roger. Alan. Miriam. All right. Alex. Ooh, easy guys. Dana. I'm going Boston in five. All right. Moving on. Moving on to the next round. Well, hoping everything before the show ends. Oh boy. Okay. Next in the East. All right. Aha. Oh no. Okay. Rangers, Capitals. Rangers had an easy time though in the Rangers. They are the number one team in the entire league, 114 points. I mean, you got Panarin, you got you got Zibanejad, and all the rest of that group. I mean, this has been the team of the year all season. You know, they cruised the Metropolitan Division. A little tricky though with the conferences. Boston was breathing down their necks for the most part of the season, but the Rangers came on top as they clinched the President's Trophy Monday night. Now, tell me this, guys. Why do you think that when it comes to winning the President's Trophy, somehow they seem to lose and in the playoffs in the second or third round and just can't muster it up? Why is it so cursed? You know, why is it so cursed? They win the trophy. Let me finish. They win the President's Trophy, and then they collapse like in the second or third round. Why does that happen? It's preposterous. What is the deal? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Would you say overconfident though, Alex? Thank you. Or another word to use, even though I shouldn't say this word, but I'll say it on the air. They're a little. The password is cocky. Right, that's what the password is. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, the only time because in the 2014-15 season, they won the President's Trophy and they still lost in the second round. So, it has happened. And very few teams who win the President's Trophy go on to win the Cup. Well, I'm hoping this year it's going to be different. I hope. All right, so let's get this over with right now. And if Jazz stays on this game, I think it's going to be very difficult. And don't forget about Jonathan Quick in goal, because that's a great goaltender right there, who has actually won 2 Stanley Cups with the Kings. Diane, you should know that very well, right? And Mike, because who they win those cups against? They beat the Rangers and they beat the Devils. All right, so Steve, what do you got? If, like I have to ask, Rangers or Capitals? Just for laughs. No, Steve. All right, Steve. Yeah. All right, fine. We'll see. Betty, Rangers, Capitals. How many games? How many? Five. Matthew, if you're there. All right, Diane. All right. What do you got, Matt? Capitals. All right, Roger. All right, Alan. Miriam. Rangers in six, she says. Okay, Alex. They do. They do. All right, Dana. Of course. Seven. I'm saying Rangers in five. I'll give the Capitals one game on their home ice, but that's it. Sorry. Yeah, Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. Yes. I never cared. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Game in progress. Game in progress, guys. We got a game in progress. The Hurricanes. Yeah. All right. Hurricanes versus that other New York team. You call them the Islanders. Steve. Ooh. Mike. Ooh. Diane. I went with the local crowd first, guys. Uh, Roger. Alan. Alex. Betty. Miriam. And Matthew. I'll be back. All right. Well, I'm not an Islander fan, of course, but I did know somebody who was, and you guys know him as well. My old partner in crime, Eric. He was a big Islanders fan, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Islanders. That one's for you, pal. So for personal reasons. All right, moving on. In the Central Division, okay, this is gonna be a tricky one here. Stars versus the Knights. That series begins on Monday. Yeah, Monday. Then on Wednesday, and then next Saturday is the first three games. The fourth game is next Monday. Game 5, 6, and 7, May 1st, May 3rd, May 5th, if needed. Steve, who do you got in this series? Stars, Knights. Stars and Knights. Wait, Starry, Starry Night? Yeah. Isn't that a song? Starry, Starry Night? No, no. Okay. All right. Mike, Betty, Matt. Okay. Diane, Roger, Alan, Miriam, Alex. Matchups again are, oh boy, we're going to run out of time here. Okay. Stars, Knights. Okay. It's fine. No right or wrong here. It's a starry, starry night. Sorry. Dana, Stars. Okay. And Gerald. I thought so. We got a good crowd here, guys. I think we're almost at a record pace here. Ooh. I think we are. I think we did. I think we tied the record. Come on, give me one more call. One more caller. One more. All right. All right. So moving on to the next round. I should say next series. The Jets versus the Avalanche. And if Shifley stays on his game, oh yeah. All right. The Jets play. The series will start tomorrow. The next will be on Tuesday, then on Friday, and then next Sunday, the 28th. Games 5, 6, and 7 necessary. April 3rd, 2nd, and 4th. Okay. So, like I said, and the Avalanche. Steve, who do you got? Oh wow, Mike. Wow, Betty, Matt, Diane, Roger, Alan. Okay, okay, Alan, Miriam, Alex. How many games? Dana and Gerald. This was a tough one, guys. I don't really think about. I'm gonna say the Jets in 7. I think that's up. We got two more here. We got two more series here. Oh boy, I think this is gonna be a long show, but all right. The Canucks versus the Predators. JT Miller with 103 points and Forsberg with 94 points. Not bad. All right. Game one starts. Yeah, let's just speed it up. All right. Who do you got, Steve? Who do you got? The Canucks or the Predators? Mike. All right. Um, Betty. Matt, 4. Diane, Roger, Alan. Hmm. All right. Okay. Miriam, Alex, how many games? Dana, yeah. Okay, and Gerald. All right. And last but not least, or maybe at least if you prefer, just a little joke, folks. The Oilers versus the Kings. Oh boy. Connor McDavid had a great year though, 132 points. Can't be at 75. This could be a oh boy. I don't know if this is going to be even closer or not, to be honest with you. Steve, who do you got? Oilers, Kings. Mike, Kings, really. Betty, Kings and 5. All right. Matt, Diane, Roger, Alan, Miriam, Alex, Dana. Okay, and Gerald. I'm going to go Oilers in a sweep. If McDavid stays in his game, he's got it. All right, Diane, you're wait, no, Steve, your WWE UFC report. Nothing. Okay, Diane, go. Good. 1919 due to the Spanish influenza. 1919 Spanish influenza. Yeah. Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull. I forget. Yeah, I know who he is. It's kind of minor. Go ahead. Oh, I'm gonna go 1950. My process of elimination is 1930. I thought so. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. So turning our attention to the WNBA, they had the draft on Monday, and of course, you know, I think we all knew pretty much that Caitlin Clark was going to be selected number 1 overall, right? Right. I mean, that was a given right there. No question about it. Signed, sealed, delivered. That was it. No question about it. Caitlin Clark is Indiana Fever, and it is big long. Yeah. So she started like number 1 overall after helping Iowa to the national championship in back-to-back seasons. They won last year. They lost this year. She finished her career with 31.6 points and 8.9 assists, both which led the country. Stanford's Bink was next to go. She's going to the Sparks. And Camila Carcerdo from South Carolina went third. And after an illustrious career at LSU, Angel Reese was selected by the Sky with the seventh pick, joining Concerto in the front court rotation. It was a pretty good list we had this year, guys. And, I normally haven't paid attention to the NBA this much in many years, but with all the. I'll go down the list, Steve. I'll go down the list. So, anyway, I haven't really followed the movie but with all the publicity that's happening on Caitlin Clark and everything, I was interested to see who was going to, go where. So anyway, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert said she was pretty confident that the league will extend to 16 teams within the next 4 years. Engelbert said teams might be in Philadelphia, Toronto, Denver, Nashville, and South Florida. Of course, that's not official, but it's a possibility. So let's run down the first round. Okay, let's go. Number one, what else? Caitlin Clark, point guard of Iowa. Number two for the LA Sparks, Cameron Pink, point forward, going to Stanford. Chicago Sky take Camila Caserta, a center from South Carolina. LA Sparks take Rika Jackson, a small forward from Tennessee. I think it says small forward. Dallas Wings like JC Sheldon, from shooting guard from Ohio State. Blake Shelton's third cousin. No. The Washington Mystics take Aaliyah Edwards from UConn. They didn't say what position she was. But why? No position. Okay, fine. Chicago Sky take forward Angel Reese from LSU. The Minnesota Lynx take Alicia Philly, a forward from Utah. We got two from France, actually, that made the top 10. Dallas Wings take Carla Letty, a shooting guard from France. And the Connecticut Sun took Lena Mukan, a point guard from France. Oui, monsieur. Okay, number 11. The Liberty take Marquisha Davis, small forward from Ole Miss. The Atlanta Dream take Nadihu Puig, point forward from Australia. Chicago Sky take Brianna Maxwell, a guard from Gonzaga. 14, Seattle Storm take Nika Mo, a point guard from UConn. I remember that. Indiana Fever takes Celeste Taylor, a point guard from the Ohio State. I had to say it, sorry. The Vegas Aces take Daisha Flair, a guard from Syracuse. The Liberty take Esmery Martinez, a point forward from Arizona. The Vegas Aces also take Katie Martin, a shooting guard from Iowa, Caitlin's teammate. Number 20, Atlanta Dream take Isabel Borlas, a point guard from Australia. The Mystics take Kayleen Trung, a point guard from Gonzaga. The Sun take Helena Pulo, point guard from Arizona. The Liberty take Jessica Carter. That's Jessica, that's spelled Jesika, or Jessica, center from Mississippi State. And the Vegas Aces take Elizabeth Kiteley, center from Virginia Tech. All right, guys. So anything that comes as a surprise in this draft? Or is it going to think the way you think it's going to be? I think the top four were all given. The top four just given right there. No surprise there. Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. Me. Reese should have went higher. Right. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Yes. Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to the NBA myself. You bet. Okay, I gotta move on, guys. Okay, so at the Masters tournament, Sky Scheffler did it again. He won his second green jacket in 3 years with a four-stroke lead over Ludwig, and a combination that was not even the coordination that was not even close. A four-man first first nine shuffly turned a one-man show into the back nine. The tournament's four leaders approaching the turn made for an unlikely foursome. Scheffler, the most dominant golfer on the planet, Colin McKenna was seeking his third major. Max Homa, the fan favorite, and Ludwig Aberg was playing his first major. Well, let's start somewhere. They all met at the top of the leaderboard late Sunday at Augusta, each boosting a six score over an armful of critical drives and pumps for a moment. Fight was, but was only for a brief moment. Scheffler birdied on the eighth hole to get a -7, then fired his finest shot at the tournament at the approach of the ninth that kicked back glanced at the hole and stepped inside the 1 foot line to tap in the birdie to reach a -8. Marcana or Marcana hit the lip of the bunker on number 9 and double bogeyed on the hole, falling back to a -5, 3 strokes off the leader. Then Aberg birdied on the ninth hole, Homa birdied on the 10th hole, both at -7. Scheffler already has one green jacket and took a huge step forward, claiming his second on the 10th hole. Another birdie by another brilliant approach, set with the 9, putting him at -2 shots to clear the field. Then came Eamon Palmer with his second shot on the 11th hole. Kagan Bradley called this the hardest shot in the world. And for both Aberg and Marca, this is all too true. Aberg soaked his approach to fall to -5. A few minutes later, Marca dropped his second shot almost in the same selection of the pond beside the 11th green. Oh, wow. Yuck. Well, left home with 2 strokes of Scheffler, but not for long, as Homa's tee shot on the 12th cleared Raised Creek, but kicked off at the back of the green and ended up buried in the Aisley's pine straw on the hillside behind the hole. Oh, boy. While Scheffler struggled on the 11th hole, Homa double bogeyed on the 12th. In other words, Scheffler bogeyed on the 11th and gained a stroke on the field, 3 strokes cleared with the 7 holes to play, and that's how it ended. And only 8 other men who have won more Masters titles than Scheffler. He has work to do, though, to establish kind of dominance of the 3 majors of the season. But Augusta, his legacy at Augusta is secure. So congratulations on that. My. A major? Yes. Diane, 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 it's a major. Yes. It's a major, die. So yes. Yes. And as for Tiger, well, not so good. He ended up with a 72 on the Masters on Sunday. The five-time Masters chef tipped his cap in acknowledgement of the gallery, but he knew the cheers from the past more than anything they accomplished this day. Wood shot 77 on Sunday morning, finishing 16 over par for the tournament and finished at 304 over 4 rounds. His highest 72 hole of his pro career left him in last place among players who made the cut. He's never failed, though, to make the cut at the Masters, though, in all his years he's been playing, but still a far cry from his glory years. Ah, what a shame. Just to go down like that. Well, I know we can't win them all, but still. This is not the same Tiger that we once knew years ago, right, right, guys? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I guess he's going by way of the dinosaur. Yeah. Oh, Diane, what would we say about that, though, right? What would we say about that, about the dinosaur? No, 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 no. I gotta hate to do this, guys. I hate to do this. I'm gonna do it anyway. Remember this from 1989. You'll get it. Boom, boom, maka laka laka boom, boom, boom. Oh no. Oh, oh, exactly. Help. All right. All right. Our first idiot of the week goes to Bruins defenseman Kevin Shattenkirk, who was fined for $27,000 for being an idiot, for unsportsmanlike conduct, for hitting Penguins winger Michael Bunting with his stick from behind the bench. Nice going, stupid. He was not penalized for his actions, although he should be, with 1937 left in the first period. That means 23 seconds in. Bunting made contact with the Bruins' Linus Allmark, and the winger's stick catching the goaltender's skate and causing him to fall. Bunting then skated past the Bruins bench, where Shattenkirk apparently reached out with his stick and Bunting with it. Earlier in the week, the league's Department of Safety announced the max fine allowed for unsportsmanlike conduct under the current CBA, which I forget how much it is. I think it's around $2,000. Will go towards the Players Emergency Assistance Fund. Nice going, stupid. Shattenkirk and Bunting each scored a goal, and Allmark made 28 saves to give the Bruins the win, but still lost to the Rangers for the President's Trophy. Too bad. That goes to the team who has the highest points total throughout the season. That was a close race. Yeah. Walk the dinosaur. Oh boy. Okay. Yes, they have. All right. Now I think I'm gonna go to baseball before anybody thinks, hey Louie, what are you doing here? All right. First up, the Tigers. That's right, I said the Tigers. Well, third baseman Gino Urshela has the 10-day injured list with a strained right hamstring. Okay. In a corresponding move, the Tigers recalled third baseman Buddy Kennedy from AAA Toledo. Urshela left last night's win over the Twins in the second inning with a ground out and hobbled off the field. He told reporters he suffered a grade 1 strain and would likely miss a few weeks. It did not work. It did not look good, said manager AJ Hinch. I thought he was running a bit funny down the first base line, and when he went down to first base, was bent over. I had a pit in my stomach. He is going to be evaluated. I'm never optimistic about those types of injuries with the hamstring, but we hope for the best. Urshela came to the Tigers in the offseason, batting .288 with 6 RBIs in 18 games. He missed most of last season with the Angels due to a fractured pelvis. Oof, that's going to hurt. Yeah, just like Elvis. Hello there. Just like Elvis. Hello there. All right. Twins relief pitcher. I said relief pitcher now. Daniel Durante will undergo surgery, season-ending surgery on his elbow on May 8th. That's a little bit more than 3 weeks away. It has not been determined what type of surgery he'll have, either Tommy John or internal brace surgery, the type of surgery that will impact his return for next year. He was a non-roster invite to spring training and made the team's first 2 games with the team. He was 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA, throwing 4 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits, and struck out 3 batters. What one? Durante spent the past 2 seasons with the Reds. He was 3-0 with an ERA of 4.19 with 1 save in 34 games. That's got to be a shame. You know, you're doing so well, and then this happens. Just a shame. All right, now for the disturbing story of the week, guys. I don't know if you've heard this, but this happened this morning. The World Doping, listen carefully. It's a bit long too. Listen carefully. The World Doping Agency confirmed today that 23 Chinese swimmers tested positive for a banned drug just prior to the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo, but it had accepted the country's findings. It was due to substance contamination. Multiple reports said the swimmers tested for TMZ. No, not that TMZ, people, which was found in heart medication, found months before the COVID delayed Olympics in 2021. China's anti-doping agency and the Chinese Swimming Association did not respond right away to Reuters' request for comment. What else is new? The World Anti-Doping Association said it was notified back in June of 2021 of China's anti-doping agency decision to accept the swimmer's return advanced analytical findings, or AAF for short, was after being exposed to the drug through contamination. The global anti-doping body, which is an authority to appeal the ruling of national doping agencies, said it reviewed the decision and consulted scientific experts, very scientific, and external legal counsel to the rest of the to test the contamination theory presented by the China Anti-Doping Agency. Oh boy. The World Anti-Doping Agency came to a conclusion that it was not in a position to disprove the possibility that contamination was the source of TMZ and was compatible with the analytical data in the file by the WADA, sounds like a radio station, said in a statement that the WADA also concluded that athletes would be held to have no fault or negligence as such based on advice by the external counsel. The WADA considered an appeal that was not warranted. China's 30-member swimming team won 6 gold medals in Tokyo, including 3 gold medals. Wow. Any thoughts on that, guys? On that horrible mistake? Anyone? It's like this over again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like repeating that story all over again. Um, you know, Lance Armstrong, the cyclist. He was, of course, the king of all cycling, and then that mishap happens, and he's been stripped of all his medals and whatnot. So, you hate to see it happen again. Mm. So I'm very sorry to hear that. But look, you did the crime. Now you got to pay the penalty. So that's how I have to look at it. There's no excuse for using that. There's no excuse for that. Taking that drug, especially if it's an illegal drug. There is no excuse for that at all. Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was gonna say. Thanks, Alan. All right, moving on. Yeah, somehow I knew someone was gonna say that before I did. All right. Sorry to hear that. Speaking of gone, Zach Wilson. Yeah. I guess I only got 20 minutes. I gotta keep going. Yeah. Okay, I gotta move on. Speaking of gone, Zach Wilson's tenure as a Jets quarterback appears to be over, said by general manager Joe Douglas as he gave an update. Oh, good. We are obviously open to training Zach, and said Douglas, there have been some discussions. Nothing has changed since we talked in Florida. We are though open to training him. There's just no news about it. Back on February 28th, the Jets gave him and his agent permission to seek a trade. Well, hurry up already. That Yeah, given the ability to seek a new place was an unsurprising development. Well, duh, on that part. Giving the direction on how the Jets and the 2023 season played out for Wilson, which was complete trash. And it was. Wilson was called to action after Aaron Rodgers went down in a season opening win over the Bills. While Wilson did not perform over the course of the season, he was yanked back and forth from starting role to the bench. Personally, I think you should have kept him on the bench. Toward the end of the season, Wilson was hold it, let me finish. Wilson was thrusted back into the starting role after Tim Boyle went down with a head injury during the day after Thanksgiving game against the Dolphins. I think we went with Boyle anyway. Even more, even before the unraveling of the Jets season, the writing was on the wall when it became the expected time for Wilson's time to expire in New York. With Rodgers under center for 2024 and 2025, Wilson is not viewed as the quarterback once Rodgers retires and is no longer a Jet. And Wilson is not the ideal fit as an ideal backup. It makes sense for him to part ways. Yeah, I happen to agree with that. Wilson, unfortunately, is set to enter his fourth year as a rookie that carries a cap hit of 11.1 million. His fifth year option, which has not been exercised, carries a cap of 24.2, 22.4 million. Yuck. During his time with the Jets, Wilson was 12 for 23 and has thrown more touchdowns than interceptions for crying out loud. He leads in that department 25 to 23. And I say it's about time you dump this. What a bum. Yeah, thank goodness. The CFL, for all I care. Yeah. I say send the CFL for all I care. It's not fair to the fans either. No. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, thank you. No. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. All right. Idiot number two here. Former Yankee and now Pirates closer Aroldis Chapman was suspended 2 games and fined an undisclosed amount of money for inappropriate actions during Monday's game against the Mets. The league made the comment uh, Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Unless he appeals, Chapman will serve his suspension, which is started yesterday and today. The Pirates host the Red Sox this weekend. Chapman was ejected by plate umpire Edwin Moscow. Gave up a two-run double in the eighth in the loss to the Mets. He he evidently said something that the umpire did not like, said by Pirates manager Derek Shelton after Monday night's loss. Yeah. So, well, stupid as stupid does, folks, as the case may be. Very sad. And unfortunately, now I have to go to my sad story of the week. This is the downside of doing this. You always want to hear about the good things that happen, but every now and then, at least one story every week comes up with a tragedy. Case in point, NFL draft hopeful and former University of Albany lineman AJ Simon passed away at the age of just 25. The Yeah, the cause of death is not known, so we're still waiting on that. The U Albany football. Yeah, yeah, but we knew what the cause of death was. That's the thing. So this is different though. So the U Albany program was deeply saddened to learn of Simpson's passing this morning. U Albany sent a statement posted on the website X. He was a tremendous athlete and a better teammate during his time at U Albany. He was a role model both off and on the field during his final 2 seasons with the team. During his playing time, he had 12.5 sacks last season for Albany and was the 440th prospect in the latest draft rankings from ESPN. That's kind of low. Simpson, an all CAA, was all CAA first team defensive selection. He was from Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania. He played the past 2 seasons in Albany after his first 2 years, starting his career at Bloomsburg University, which is in Pennsylvania. Yeah, tough break. Really sad news on that. Our hearts go out to him. It's a shame. Yeah, and UB Darvish, the Padres, is on the 15-day injured list with tightness in his neck. Ugh. Darvish, the opening day starter, last pitched on Sunday, allowing 3 hit runs on 4 hits in 5 innings with a no decision against the Dodgers. The right-hander's designation was retroactive to Monday. The All-Star is 0-1 with a 4.18 ERA through 5 starts this season. Lifetime, he is 103.86 with a 3.60 ERA. Now that's throughout his career, folks, not just this past week. He has 1,959 strikeouts, 207 career shutouts for the Rangers, Dodgers, Cubs, and Padres. The Padres did recall right-hander Ryan Gillespie from AAA El Paso in a corresponding action. Although he had 5 appearances this season for El Paso with an ERA of 9.0. Ugh, that's not good. A 9.0 is not a good ERA, folks. Exactly. That is awful. Um, and Justin Verlander is back with the Astros. He made his debut last night. A little shaky, but that's to be expected. But now it's going to look like, and the Astros could use him because they're really struggling there right now. I know it's early in the season, but the Astros I think are going to need him. Right now, I think they're what 4-10 or whatever. It doesn't look that good right now. So it could come at a better time. I don't know if it's going to be like last season when they went to the World Series against the Texas Rangers, but they're going to need help. He also was with the Mets last season briefly. Okay, here it is. He allowed 2 runs on 4 hits in 6 innings, making his return in a victory for the Nationals last night. Verlander, who began the season on the injured list with shoulder inflammation, struck out 4, walked none, and threw 50 of 78 pitches for strikes to getting his 258th win of his career. Not bad. Manager Joe Espada said he looked really good out there and was efficient at strikes. He had an average fastball of 94.3 miles per hour with 35.14 fastballs, including 5 groundouts. The 9-time All-Star retired the side 4 times and improved to 5-0 with an ERA of 2.88 in 5 regular season starts against the Nationals. Verlander made a pair of minor league rehab starts. He retired the first 8 batters before giving up a hit to Riley Adams and doubled off the wall into right center field. Mike, you might remember last year he played for the Mets for that brief time, right? Right. Unfortunately, it didn't work out so well. Josh Splitter allowed Jesse Winkins sac fly in the 9th and recorded the save as he struck out the final 2 batters. The Astros are 7-14, stop a 3-game losing streak. Jeremy Pena, Marcio Dubian had 3 hits each. Yanner Diaz doubled twice, and Kyle Tucker doubled, singled, and walked twice and stole 2 bases. Nationals manager Dave Martinez was ejected by plate umpire Corey Lasser for arguing a caught stealing call against Hardemeo Vargas, the end of the 8th. Oh boy, there's a new one for you. The Nationals were celebrating their 5th anniversary of winning the World Series back in 2019. I think Steve and Dana remember that very well, right? Right. Yes. I was going to say that. Yeah, the Twilight. Yes. All right. The San Jose Sharks had a historically bad season in 2023-2024. The 5-1 loss to the Flames made the Sharks at 19, 54, and 9, the first team in the salary cap era that began in 2005-2006 to get fewer than 20 wins in an 82-game season. Wow. The Sharks had a minus 150 goal differential after scoring the fewest goals in the league and gave 31 more goals than the Columbus Blue Jackets. Also pitiful as well. The rebuilding Sharks came this way because they dealt star players Timo Meyer last season and Eric Carlson in the offseason, and Thomas Hurdle in a trade deadline, and Captain Logan Coulter was limited to 6 games with an injury. However, the poor showing may help the Sharks do something they have not done, and it is by winning the draft lottery. They have the best odds to land the top overall pick in June, and you can't do any worse than, and will not do any worse than 3rd. So I'm going to run down this list and see what we think of it. Now, remember, guys, just because they have the best odds to win the draft doesn't mean they're going to win the draft. Let's keep that in mind right now, okay? Does not mean they're going to win. It's happened many times before. So here we go. The Sharks had the best odds at 25.5%. Next, the Blackhawks, 13.5%. The Ducks, 11.5. The Blue Jackets, 9.5. Montreal, 8.5. The Coyotes, 7.5, and are moving to Utah next season. The Senators, 6.5. The Flames, 6.0. The Kraken, 5.0. The Devils, sorry guys, 3.5. Sorry, Jersey guys, right there. The Sabres, 3.0. The Flyers, 2.5. Minnesota Wild, 2.0. The Pens at 1.5. However, note this: the Sharks did acquire this pick, but it is top 10 protected. So factor in that. All right. So, it looks like the Sharks may have it, but I don't know. I think maybe the Blackhawks might be the upset here. I mean, because they were atrocious this year as well. But then again, they've been atrocious for quite some time. Even though they had, their rookie star, Connor Bedard, but didn't really do much. So I'm thinking they're gonna get the number one draft pick. I could be wrong, of course, but I'm gonna go with how I feel and say that Blackhawks are gonna take it. Anybody disagree? Yeah. Thank you. All right. I did have one more. I did have one more note here. I have to go to Monday. Yes, I have to go to Monday. Yeah, Monday was the 15th. Was tax day. All right. Yeah, because I had some news on the. I see. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Mike Bulldozer or Bullenhoser is one of the finalists for the head coaching vacancy job for the Nets. Also running are Kings Associate Coach Jody Fernandez and Suns Associate Coach Kevin Young. Nets owner Joe Tazzi is set to hold in-person interviews with all three candidates and is expected to make the final decision soon. They didn't say how soon, he just said soon. The Nets got off to a decent start to start the season, but collapsed in mid-December, brutal 4-17 stretch over the next 6 weeks, and saw him fall out of the play-in tournament and never recovered. By February 19th, the Nets front office made a decision to fire coach Jacques Vaughn after less than 2 seasons. Vaughn was promoted to head coach early in 2022-2023 after the firing of Steve Nash, and was named the official head coach a short time later. His tenure started off well until and Kevin Durant began trades. Yes, quickly. Yeah, you were gonna say something. Go ahead. All right, never mind. So anyway, Vaughn started well until Kyrie Irving and Durant began requesting trades ahead of last season's trade deadline. Vaughn went 64-65 in 120 regular season games. The Nets were eliminated in the first round of playoffs last season. The Nets named Kevin Ollie as an interim coach after Vaughn's departure, but while it was considered for him to take over his full-time position, the Nets organization decided to move in a different direction. Budenholzer was an extensive track record during the regular season with a 604 winning percentage with the Hawks and Bucks. In 2021, he gave the Bucks their first title in 50 years. I think we went with Kevin Ollie, though. He did great for UConn. I think we made a great coach for the Nets. But instead, you're going to go with Budenholzer. All right, Budenholzer's a good coach, too. I'll give you that. But I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, yes, you do. You do. Right. Yeah, I know. So would I. I agree with you, Steve. I agree. Okay, I got one. I got one more note. I got one more note here, guys. One more note here concerning the Boston Marathon. At the Boston Marathon Monday, Sassy Lima scorched through the first half of the Boston Marathon, of course, setting a new record to build a lead up more than half a mile. Then the weather heated up, and the Ethiopian began to taper off his pace. After running alone for most of the morning, Lima held down on Boylan Street, finishing at 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 17 seconds. It was the 10th fastest time in marathon history. I decided I want to start fast early. As Lima, who dropped onto the pavement and rolled back smiling after crossing the finish line. I kept the pace and I won it. Lima won the 2021 London Marathon and also won the 2022 Boston Marathon with the fourth fastest time under 2 hours and 2 minutes. How about that, folks? 2 hours and 2 minutes. And on the women's bracket, that went to Helen Orby of Kenya, won her second straight Boston Marathon, holding off Sharon Lodecki with a time of 2:27:37 to win her third straight major marathon. Uh, Ledecky was not far off. She finished 8 seconds behind her at 2:22:45. And to top that off, Edna Kalpnat was third with 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 31 seconds, and won Boston twice and is now at 44 years old. On the American side, Emma Bates finished 12th with a decent time of 2:27:14 and was the top American finish last year. So congratulations on that. Bates was recovering from a torn plantar fasciitis, which suffered in the Chicago Marathon last October and kept her out of the Olympic trials in February. All right, guys, before we go, I know that Passover is coming up. So if anybody wants to some quick Passover wishes, do so now. We got 3.5 minutes. Thank you. Anyone else? Mike, Diane? Oh, yes. Anyone else? Thank you, Sam. Sam is our warm up host on his show. Well, remember what the song says, guys. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Thank you. You all. Thank you all. Just to do some quick, yeah, I know you. I know. I was thinking, what? Thank you. Okay, just some quick. This week in history. Back in 1986, Michael Jordan's NBA playoff record was 63 points in one game. I remember that. Yuck. 1988, Devils' first playoff hat trick. Eric Broughton, I think, remember that. 1998, Yankees hit number 9,999th home run. Dave Winfield made 10,000. 1990, Pete Rose pleads guilty to holding $300,000 in income. Okay, never mind. I'm not saying nothing. 1996, Chicago Bulls went on to win a record 72 games in a season. 1997, baseball game playing Hawaii Cubs Cardinals beat the Pirates in a doubleheader. 1997, Cubs beat the Mets, ending NSL worst opening 14 straight games. Wow. All right. 2002, Fresno State quarterback David Carr is number one pick by the Houston Texans. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up on that one. I want to thank everybody for calling in. I think we set a record this week, or we just tied it. So I want to thank everybody for coming in with that. Wow, I didn't expect this kind of return at all, but I thank you. And remember, guys, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking around. So, call in. Still here. Yeah. For those who didn't make it, well, come back again next week, same time, same station. On that note, gotta make way for Rasal. Gotta make room for my buddy. So on that note, tune in next week. Don't forget to check the show on YouTube. And on that note, good night, Rasal. Take it away.